All right.
Shotzy, welcome to the Startup Van.
Thanks for having us.
The real van. Last time I was in the co-working space.
There was a bit of a disappointment last time when the Startup Van showed up without a van.
Yeah, I was wondering a startup van with no van. It was more like just the startup.
We had you on a couple of seats in ATV.
That was good enough.
It was still good.
Yeah, well, you know the story behind that.
Yeah, at least we were able to get that beer in there.
The startup van is actually you guys. So
yeah,
the
of
van.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The heart and soul
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
That's right.
But we, during that tour and when we were in ATV, we really wanted to chat to you guys for longer, so we appreciate you coming back in for a proper chat. So
you get to tell us exactly what the company is all about.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Through it. So
Awesome.
Tell us.
Well, who do you want to answer that question?
Either of you.
Both.
Both of you at the exact same time.
Well, I'll give it.
One,
I'll give it a go,
two.
and then he can fill in any of my holes. Let's rephrase that. He can.
that's not that sort of van.
Let's keep this clean.
He can fill in the gaps.
Okay.
All right. So, Shotzy is a technology platform for hiring professional photographers. When we looked at the photography industry, we thought that it was just really hard to hire a professional photographer, both for people and for businesses. Typically, you have to do an internet search. You're going to send a few emails, maybe have some phone calls. Everybody's going to be priced differently. There's going to be a lot of different types of packages that you're going to be presented. Are you going to have just digitals or prints? The list is very long. And so what we thought would be a really cool idea and a problem that we think needs solving is to remove all of those friction points. And so we created a really simple workflow using an app and a pretty powerful back-end platform where we've reduced the hiring process to basically 7 taps on a mobile device.
7 taps.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
7 taps.
easier.
And so whether you're a consumer or a business, you can very quickly access top professional photography talent straight from the app. And the photographs get delivered to your phone within 48 hours of the shoot. The pricing is a flat $99 an hour. All of the photographers on the platform are personally vetted by Taylor here, who's an amazing professional photographer himself. So people really just don't have to think a whole lot when it comes to hiring a professional photographer anymore.
That's kind of why everyone had been going with references the whole time. Who did you use for your wedding, or what did you use here? You know.
So I graduated with a BFA from SCAD in photography, and every photographer that we're looking for is somebody that follows my personal vision of what photography is. Being able to go to a 5th birthday party on Saturday, then going to a headshot session on Monday, and then turning around and going to a cocktail party at a vineyard. Being able to go in and out of all of those different experiences and avenues of photography and still be able to provide a quality product. That's going to allow us to be able to scale across the country and hopefully globally to say anywhere in the world, I want a photographer that's going to provide me with X, Y, and Z, and know that Shotzy photographers, wherever you are, will be able to provide you with that quality content.
Very cool. And what way does the platform work? So you put in date, time, location?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 3 things. Who, when, and where. So who you are, when is your event, and where is your event. Then we provide you with that curated list of professional photographers. Again, all of those photographers are capable of shooting everything from infant photography all the way up to cocktail parties and headshots.
Very cool.
So that list is curated specifically for the event, and you can either go through and pick all of the photographers to send out your job to, or you can go and look at everybody's portfolio.
Oh, so that's already up there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty
okay.
cool,
Yeah.
And are you guys only looking after Atlanta at the moment?
Well, we've actually expanded outside of Atlanta. Our intent originally was to perfect it here in Atlanta and then expand to other cities. But a couple of our customers have actually asked us to expand to other cities. So we're not as intentional about growing those other markets as we are Atlanta right now. But we are open in several different markets. We're in Nashville, Denver, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, and soon to be New York. And Taylor's done a great job of recruiting photographers in those locations. And we actually expanded there because companies were telling us challenges that they were having hiring professional photographers. I struggle hiring independent photographers in multiple locations. This particular customer works for a large Fortune 500 company, and when a photographer hands him their contract, he's got to run it through their legal department. Then if he wants, they don't take credit cards typically, independent photographers, so getting paid was challenging. He's got to send it through his AP system at work. So Shotzy was a perfect solution for him, and we have seen that road shows in particular are a really great fit for Shotzy.
Let's just quickly talk about scaling up, because obviously you start off in Atlanta and then you've been reaching out to Nashville and other cities in New York and the whole lot. What have you had any problems with scaling up?
It's finding the talent. So once our customer comes to us and says we have a headshot session in, say, Denver specifically, we then reach out to our photographers and we establish a connection there. It's that chicken and the egg kind of thing. We want to have a quality number of photographers before we announce a city, and that's typically about 5 to 10. So Nashville specifically, you mentioned, we have the staff photographer for Vanderbilt. She does all of their corporate work. Then there's a gentleman who's retired who has 40 years of photography experience that came on. And then we have 3 or 4 young students that are just recent graduates that did an event and a headshot session for us all back to back. So it's finding those talented photographers who are hungry to make more money, that want to fill in the gaps of their schedule. And then the organic traction starts to take place through social media, where people start to recognize us and word spreads, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with this.
Of course,
Friend tells a friend and tells a friend, and then all of a sudden we have a snowball.
We had talked to other companies about scaling up, and you know, in your kind of situation, what they were doing was they were getting the clients, right, and then kind of adding. So in your case, finding the people that want to use it, and then adding the photographers. So it just meant when some people came on, they couldn't find a photographer, so they were a bit real. What the hell's going on?
Right.
You know, so at least this way, you guys are doing it right. Get the photographers on board first. When a client comes on, they have a choice of photographers.
You know? I think that every startup has scaling challenges. And I'm not going to sit here and say that we haven't had our own. For example, only 30% of the photographers that apply to Shotzy typically meet the standards that we're looking for.
Okay, high standards.
So, and there are tons of different things associated with the technology that you think about. Right now, we're in the stage where we are manually recruiting users. And I think every startup has to go through that, right? Just because you build a wonderful product, which I think that we've done, doesn't mean that people are going to need a path down to your door.
Of course.
You have to go out and get those customers.
Hustle.
And that's what we're doing. The ideas are free, the hustle is expensive. That's what Taylor and I are doing right now. And scaling the business in every respect is a challenge right now. But I do think that we've gone about it in the right way with respect to having a network of photographers in place before a customer comes.
It's definitely the right way of doing it. And you mentioned social. You guys doing some pretty cool videos of clients of yours, of people you know.
Absolutely.
One guy in particular who's I actually watched the video. It was really cool, but has a huge Instagram following.
Josh Johnson, absolutely. So with the photography background, I was actually talking to your crew as well, how videography and photography go hand in hand. You have to have that vision to see it. Frederick came up with the idea of, why don't we start to interview both our photographers and our clients?
So cool.
So we did. We just started. And as you said, with that hustle, you just start and you kind of figure it out as you go along.
We always find that, like, the amount of startups that we've spoken to and scale-ups, there's always that transition from an idea, which the startup obviously wants to focus on their idea. That's what they're good at. They've got a good idea and they want to build that. But when it comes to scaling it up, right, it's the transition of kind of going from a really good idea to now a full-blown business. It can always be hard just to get into that.
I can relate to that in so many different ways. I think that Shotzy is going to be an amazing success. I think we have a wonderful product. The price is right, but we have to find ways to move the needle. And those are, you can find individual shoots here and there, but where are we going to really move the needle? That's where the challenge is right now. And I think interviews like this and interviews that we do, videos that we do, you know, we were just talking about the hustle. That's what we're involved in right now. But I do think it's going to happen.
Yeah, we do too.
Hey, that's what we like.
It's a great platform.
Before we even let you out of the van now, we're going to get you to give one bit of advice to any startups watching. Awesome. Or any scale up or whatever it might be.
Yeah. You want to go first, Taylor? You got something on your mind?
This is my first startup, and I've had very little experience with the business world. I was always on the consumer side of just providing families with quality images. And what I've heard from everybody is, A, don't run out of money.
Yeah, good idea.
And B, very flexible. You have to be able to admit that your idea is bad, to accept the fact that someone else's input is valid even though it wasn't your original idea. So in a nutshell, don't run out of money, be flexible, and hey Dad, listen to your father.
Yeah, good advice. And it does hurt when someone kind of says, oh, don't do this, because you do kind of get proud.
Sure,
that's your baby that you're looking after.
It stings a little.
Yeah, it does, but you need to be open to it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You can't listen to everything.
Right,
but
very true.
You need to know what to listen to.
Yeah.
I think in whether it's startups or life, you got to be coachable, right? You can't, you don't know everything, and we don't know everything, and so when we meet,
and neither does the person coaching you.
Right. Very true.
That's very true. This is actually my 4th startup.
Oh, okay.
And so I think that people that start companies are by their nature impatient people.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that running a startup requires you to be patient despite your natural impatience.
Yeah.
So you have to, I think my piece of advice would be to fight that urge just to want to be successful tomorrow. I think we all
patience.
We all have to be aggressive and hustle and go out and try to win, but at the same time you're going to drive yourself bonkers if you're not patient.
Before we let you guys get out of the van, you're trying to build your Instagram page.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
How can people find it?
Shotzy app on Twitter, Shotzy app on Instagram. We're at Shotzy app on Facebook as well. And our website is shotzyapp.com.
Very consistent.
Yes.
I like it.
We tried.
Thanks, guys.
Guys,
Thank you guys.
so much.
Thank
So
you.
fun.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
Cheers.
guys.
Thanks so much,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate all the
Yeah.
support, guys.
Cheers.